Hey guys, Ashton here, and today we are going to be talking about WWE 2K25, and now that we are nearing the end of 2K26, I feel like, I did this last year with 2K24, so I guess I'll do it this year for 2K25. So these are my final thoughts on 2K25, ending the year off. So, I guess we'll talk about the gameplay. The gameplay's good. I mean, yeah, the gameplay is good. It's better from 2K24 for sure. And the graphics look way better. Oh my god, excuse me. Look way better as well compared to 2K24. And I already made a video on my day one thoughts of 2K25, so there isn't gonna be much of a difference since it's, well, the same fucking game. Although I did actually get to play My Rise, so I will talk about that. Um, and what I actually did watch the video before making this one, and I mentioned how I didn't try on the submission slider because, yes, that does exist. No one has fucking talked about it. Nobody has like mentioned it at all. I remember when it came out, people were talking all about it, and then when the game came out, it was just like, oh yeah, yeah, they did add that. So I did play with it. At first, I actually really didn't like it. I actually hated it, but playing it now. And I just had a match with it, just one, because I liked it. Because beforehand, it was so awful. Like, I couldn't actually submit the person would be way too difficult to submit. And then whenever they put it on me, I'd go out in like seconds. So, like, it really wasn't fun. But they did, I'm pretty sure at least. I don't know if I got better. I don't know if they tweaked it, but I'm pretty sure they tweaked it because it is actually good now. And I guess we'll go on to the two modes they added, and that's Bloodline Rules and Underground. Um, Underground is all right. I mean, I don't really play it that often. It's just there, I guess would be the right way to put it. It just exists. It's kind of like there actually this is kind of like nothing. It's just there. Um, they automatically have it on the disqualification as on for whatever reason. I don't know why. Um, and then there's just there's just not much to it. There's not much replayability. There's not much, you have a match in it and it's like, yay. I do think it's cool though, the fact that the entrances are unique and the victory motions are unique, and same thing goes with the title. And I also love the crowd interactions that are there. I think that's really amazing. Um, and then there's Bloodline Rules. Bloodline Rules is such a fantastic game mode. It is so fun to play. Um, I have a blast playing it. It is a really great thing. The only problem I have with it is the people you have on your team you can't set unless you have them as your allies. You have to set them as your allies and not you can't automatically set them, or you can't have team members on. And that's one of the big issues I have, because another thing with Bloodline Rules is if the victory motion, if you have a title on the line, you don't celebrate with the title, which is kind of annoying. And then if you do it with someone who's not a part of the bloodline, they won't celebrate with they won't, do the regular celebration like everyone else. Like, if you do it with anyone else other than other than a bloodline member, they'll put on the Ula Fala. If you or not, yeah, fuck. If you if you use a bloodline member, they'll put on the Ula Fala, but if you don't, then they won't put it on. Um, I forgot why I mentioned that to begin with, but it's that is just the big issue I have with it is the fact that like you can't set who's coming out with you, and like at times it's cool, but then it's kind of like okay, I want to have a set thing for things to make sense because WrestleMania 40 Cody versus Roman, um Dusty didn't Dusty wasn't there. I mean, he was there in spirit, but he was not there. So that, and then having to go into your allies and then setting who you have in your allies section is also annoying because I like having my things on default settings. I don't like changing it much. And the thing is, like, you can't like, you have to put them in the allies, then you have to take them out of the allies and place them back to what it was before. I'm not a big fan of it. Um, and then they added brawls this year, which they added a variety of things. I don't play brawls. I think they're so boring. I they are just so boring. NXT parking lot is actually kind of fun though. I mean, at times it can be pretty fun. And I also want to talk about NXT because this game actually does really focus on NXT wrestlers and how and like the amount of NXT wrestlers they added this year is actually insane. Like they just added so much NXT wrestlers this year that weren't in 2K24 that it's actually fucking insane. And like the roster's fucking amazing as well. It's great. It's absolutely fucking fantastic. Um, and I do think that's all that's really having to be said. I mean, the thing about brawls is you tried it once, you've done them all. Because, whenever you're doing it, you're wanting to do every single thing in there. And then, you do it, and it's just kind of like, great. I mean, there's not much to it. Then we can go on to my faction. So, it's the same thing. Although, I remember going into it, and I was watching the video that I made, the day one thoughts, and I was talking about Proving Grounds in World Tour, and, oh my god, and how much I hated World Tour compared to Proving Grounds. And I do want to go back on that statement. I'm actually a pretty big fan of World Tour. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty big fan of World Tour. There's just one big issue, and actually here, I'll say this. World Tour, I actually remember this. The promotion going into World Tour was, hey, you can earn Persona cards easier. That was the promotion. Well, that's true. You are able to earn Personas easier. And when the game came out, they came out with a few things, and then I think it was May, they added in a few more things for the USA World Tour. So that was great. That was really fantastic. So glad they did that. And then they just left you high and dry for like 7 months. They didn't update World Tour at all for 7 months. And then I think it happened in December. They updated it and they added a new thing. And I guess they realized that, holy shit, World Tour is actually a pretty easy way to earn Persona cards. It's way much easier to earn Persona cards through World Tour. So when they updated it, there were 0 Persona cards. So the promotion going into it was, hey, easier Persona cards, which it was. And then they were like, hold on. They're not spending their money on this? And they're getting Persona cards? Okay. Halt it, buddy. We're not doing it no more. So then they just stopped. And whenever they did add it back, they just got rid of the Persona cards. So I am so interested to see if they bring this mode back. And if they do, how much Persona cards are going to be there, because I feel like what it will be is it'll be really difficult to get the Persona cards, and there's going to be like three. Like, that's my guess. I genuinely don't understand it. But the Persona cards this year were actually way better. The only problem about it is they wanted you to fucking grind. Oh my god, they wanted you to grind. It is absolutely like blasphemy. Like the Drew McIntyre 2010 thing, I calculated it. I had some cards, some, and I was calculating how much I had to get my faction points. I think it was like 350,000, and that was with the thing that they added this year, which is actually pretty cool. They added the card markets. They lowered down the price every time that there was a diamond or above. So I think it was diamond, pink diamond, galaxy opal. I think that's I think that's what they are. They lowered down the prices heavily. So that was with the discount, the reduced price, which is fucking insane. It was like, so I, did not do that shit. But then they did actually improve so much on their Persona cards this year. It is actually insane. It's just they are really wanting you to spend money on this game, which I want to completely add. After I bought the game, and then I got the John Cena pack, I did not spend another fucking single cent on this game. I am not buying VC. I am not buying anything extra that I don't need to buy. Okay, I genuinely just it's not happening. And I think that's all that's really got to be said about my faction this year. It is better, but it's not by much. And then World Tour is just shit. And also the thing about World Tour, the new World Tour that they added. Okay, so the before they had card requirements sometimes in order to get the Persona cards that you needed. This time, it is like every single one of them. You need a card requirement. And it is not good. It is not good at all. And it's like pink diamonds. And you're not even getting a Persona card out of it. So I just didn't do that shit, at all. That's about it. Universe mode. We'll switch up here to Universe mode. Universe mode, it's alright. I mean, it's better than last year's, but, by how much, I don't know. I don't remember how 2K24's was. I just remember I was watching the video and I said it was so much better, which I highly doubt, but I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt and say it's so much better. Universe mode this year, though, it's kind of alright. I mean, I am so annoyed by the fact that, because I like going pay-per-view to pay-per-view, but I don't remember if they did it in 23, but 24 and 25, 100%, they actually pissed me off with having, because, whenever I like to have someone have very long reigns, I just, don't take the title off of them. Well, this year, or I guess, they just have title matches to have title matches, and you can't disable it. If they don't defend their title on the PLE, they will defend that fucking title. I remember having this person go, what was it, 5,000 days as champion, and I was so proud of that, and I was like, man, that's so cool, and all in one single title reign as well, and then I fucked up. And I remember moving my thing to the next pay-per-view and being like, wait, did they defend their title in the PLE? They didn't. And they lost the fucking title on a random-ass SmackDown. Can you imagine? You've been champion for 10 years at this point. And then you lose it on a random-ass SmackDown heading to Clash at the Castle. I was so pissed. I was so fucking pissed. But, that's what that was. I just resetted the entire fucking universe at that point because I was so pissed. But, yeah, no, there isn't much to really add. They added promos to this game mode. They're alright, I guess. I mean, the fact that you can't set up promos I mean, you're able to set them up, but you have to set it up with a match. And then after setting up to a match, you have to go to the rivalry options, and then yeah, it seems too complicated. It's really not, but it does seem too complicated. So yeah, now let's go on to my GM. My GM. I mean, I wish I could tell you. I do not touch that fucking game mode. The game mode is so fucking difficult. Even on the easiest settings, the game is just so fucking difficult. You want to build a match, like you want to build a superstar up, you better get that motherfucker to promos for their entire fucking life. Because if you have a match with that person, 5 weeks, just 5 weeks, and like in the span of 3 months, if you have them for 5 times, you make them wrestle 5 times, you might as well shot them in the fucking brains because they are not returning. I mean, sorry, buddy, they're gone for 6 weeks. I mean, like, it's so fucking annoying. And I wish there was an option to turn off injuries in this game, but there isn't. There is just no way to turn off injuries because injuries is such a big fucking problem in this game mode. It is so fucking annoying. I cannot play the game. I actually cannot fucking play it because of how fucking annoying it is. Having your person, like, having someone, like, just, it's so annoying. You know, like, trying to build up a superstar being the WWE champion and having good ratings, and then they're just like, oh, hey, you know, you try to build up a rivalry, I see? Get your ass to promos. Yeah, I mean, like, get your ass to fucking promos, and then you can't redo those rivalries because they're on cooldown, so then you have to build up new people. It's so fucking annoying. I cannot play this fucking game mode. I actually fucking can't. I cannot play this game mode. It is so fucking awful. Next up, Showcase Mode. Showcase Mode this year is better than 2K24's. I know that much. And I do remember making a point about this in my day one video. And talking about how time is so fucking annoying. The time thing is so fucking annoying. Which, I mean, yeah, it is. It just is annoying. Because you have to lower down the difficulty in order to do it. And then, like, because they add, like, time challenges in this. And then it's like, you know, do 40 seconds. I may have mentioned this in the day one video, so I'm sorry if I keep on mentioning that. But in the day one video, I did make a mention of you know, Nia Jax Samoa drops hit 2 in 40 seconds, and that being so difficult. And I actually do remember doing that. That one specifically I remember doing, not much of anything else. But the moment that I heard that in my day one video, I got immediate flashbacks. It was like PTSD, trauma, like that shit was a repressed memory. The moment it got brought back, right there, it was like, oh my god. And I remember having to restart it multiple times, and then even after doing it, failing it. I hated it. I hate it. So hopefully they don't bring that back for CM Punk Showcase, but they hate us. So I mean, that's what that is. The Island. So, I did not finish this. I am on, like, chapter... I think there's 5 chapters. I'm on the chapter before the final one. I think, yeah. I'm on the second to final chapter. And I stopped playing because it really seems like they don't like you if you don't pay for this game. Like, if you don't pay to play, they don't like you, like, at all. Because the island... And it's so prevalent with the island. So in order to boost your characters overall, you start with an overall of 75. And in order to boost your characters overall, you have to pay VC. And VC can be earned by either playing the island or by paying. And the game, what the game does is it puts you in difficult situations. And it's kind of like nudging you to make your character higher overall. It's kind of like, hey, hey, are you gonna? You should you should pay. I mean, like, if it's a little bit too difficult for you, you should spend your hard-earned money and just fucking pay, and just fucking pay. Like, that's kind of what it is. Like, it's so difficult. Like, winning the matches that they put you in, because you're fighting these high overall characters. Like, I think there's one point where you're fighting Kane or Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell, and it's so fucking annoying because of, like, of the way this is. And then also trying online, which I don't play online, but I needed to get some achievements in. Which also, what if there's a My Gym achievement where you have to get 3 friends to do something. Sorry about that. And I want to completely add, I have 0 friends that are into professional wrestling, and let alone convincing them to buy this game. It's not fucking happening. And then you could be like, oh, Ashton, well, why don't you just, go on and, go to Reddit or Discord server and get people that own the game to help you. No, that's not happening. I'm sorry I regret to inform you, but that's just not happening. I mean, it's just not. So, I fucking hate that achievement. It actually made me stop playing, or stop going after achievements. I think I only have 4 left, but I stopped right then and there. The moment that I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna get any fucking help. And also I play on Xbox. They've raised the prices like a motherfucker. I'm not getting Game Pass. Sorry, I kind of went off on the island. But the island, it's playing online on the island is also very difficult because you have someone, when you're a level 75 overall, it's facing off against someone who has no pride, who has no dignity, and has no shame, and just decides to pay. You're fighting a 100 overall. A 75 overall player versus a 100 overall player. Guess how that went? I got my ass beat. Like, heavily, severely. I tried my best. Fuck, I even made them use resiliency. But then, because the entire match when we had, they were whooping on me. They were absolutely fucking whooping on me. And I'm trying to remember what it was, but the guy just fucking destroyed me. The entire match, he, like, taunted me. And, like, would beat my ass, and then would, like, just fuck around. I believe at one point he, like, even went for the pin. 1, 2, and then he got up on his own. Like, he was a bitch, okay? And the moment I made him use resiliency, that's when he was just like, oh, okay, fuck this guy, and just killed me. I mean, I got demolished. It was kind of like, I'm trying to think of a match, like, Brock Lesnar and Ricochet, if Brock Lesnar just was like, yeah, I don't want to end this match, so he just started whooping his ass. I never watched that match, by the way, Brock Lesnar versus Ricochet. But the island, it's not fun. It is actually kind of stressful. I'm glad that they added Goldberg and Nikki Bella. I kind of wish that they didn't make it an island exclusive, though, just because I know that people on Xbox One don't have the island. And also, this is an actual issue I want to make here. So I have a storage device for my Xbox, but the storage device is only for Xbox One. So I cannot play Xbox Series X/S games on that external storage device. So what I like to do is, for the WWE games, I like to get, both of the edition, or I get the most expensive edition, which gets me both of the games. And for some reason, this year for Xbox One, they decided to make it optimized for the X/S, and you can't play the Xbox One edition of the game if you own the Xbox S, like if you own an Xbox X/S, you cannot play the Xbox One edition on your external storage device. And it's so fucking annoying because that means after 2K26, I can't play this game anymore unless I delete 2K26 and then re-download this game for whatever fucking reason. So that's just a tiny little complaint I have about this game. Unfortunately, I will no longer be able to play it after I get 2K26. That kind of sucks. Um, yeah, the island. I keep on like blanking whenever it comes to the island, but the island is all right. I mean, it's not. It's like it's actually pretty stressful. I mean, the story, like, you want to get involved with the story. You want to get involved with the story. But you just can't because of the amount of shit that they pull on you. And the same thing goes whenever they added the White Six as in the island, which also want to completely add, that was actually pretty damn good. I cried during it because it actually is like that is actually pretty damn good, and it's a tribute to Bray Wyatt, and it is actually like pretty fucking fantastic. But the matches that they make you do, I mean, there's one where they have you do a handicapped 1-on-2 tornado tag, not regular tag, tornado tag. I forgot who it was against. I think it was against like Eric Rowan and Dexter Loomis. But all I remember is I fucking hated it because it's a 2-on-1. I'm an overall of 70 fucking 5. So yeah, like I said, the biggest issue about the island is it is, and I actually said this before, it is a microtransaction hell. It is an actual microtransaction hell. Um, so, you know, if you want to get better at the game, it's seriously like, hey, either you can be really skilled and you can try, or you can pay, or you can pay, or you can pay. That's actually why I stopped playing, because I'm stuck on a part where I'm on a fatal four way, and I remember trying the fatal four way out so many times. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's not fun, and it's so shit. Also, I'm sorry if my voice cut off. It just told me that a new video started for whatever fucking reason. But yeah, next up here, we have the final thing that I wanted to talk about. Also, some glitches they fixed, the community creations. I made mention in community creations how there's actually this pretty big glitch where if they had a custom portrait as the thing, if they had a custom portrait and you wanted to see the custom portrait, or not custom portrait, but you wanted to see the character that they have the custom portrait for, so you clicked on it, it wouldn't show you the character, it would show you the custom portrait. Luckily they changed that. Thank God they fixed that. Yeah, my rise. So oh, okay. Also, I want to make mention to this as well. I may mention my day one video saying how this game is so much harder. I think it's just because I was new to the game. It's so easy. I mean, I don't know if they changed the difficulty. I actually remember thinking to myself, like, a few months back, like, I have it on Legend, right? And, like, I do have it on Legend difficulty, and it's like a cakewalk. I mean, the only difficult thing about it is pinning. But pinning's not even that fucking hard. So it's like it seriously is like a cakewalk. The game isn't that hard, but to be fair, that's probably because I have been playing this game a fucking shit ton. Um, but yeah, just want to make mention of that. But my rise. So in my day one video, I didn't talk about my rise, and that's because for some weird reason 2K25 had a glitch where you could not play My Rise. And I think it was console exclusive. I'm pretty sure if you were on PC you were able to play it. And I think it was most Xbox users, which means some people were able to play it on Xbox. But yeah. So let's talk about My Rise this year. My Rise was fucking amazing this year. Oh my god, this is actually my favorite fucking career mode in any WWE game. I love My Rise this year. It is so good. It focuses on NXT. It focuses on CM Punk, and I made mention in my I forgot which one it was. I think it was my premature thoughts of WWE 2K25, and I said I'm really scared that since they're adding intergender wrestling in this game, and the My Rise this year is going to be one, but My Rise, with intergender, I'm so nervous that for it they're going to be very lazy for it. They're going to be very lazy, and it's going to be bad, and it's just an excuse so they don't have to make two. But no, this My Rise was a fucking blast. It is so fun. My Rise this year is actually really amazing. I'm gonna try to go here without any spoilers. But if you haven't played it, then damn. If you haven't touched My Rise and you own the game, play My Rise. Play it. It is so fun. The only problem I had with it was live events. Live events is fucking awful. Because they have you do, they have this system where in order to unlock everything, you have to earn, I think it was 270 stars in live event matches, which can be such a bore. Because that means, at most, 270 divided by 5. I'm not doing that fucking math in my head right now, but it's a ton. It's a ton. It's over 50. How long would that be? 50? Is it 52? No, 54. But either way, yeah, it is such a fucking bore. But that's if you want to, if you want to get everything. If you don't, then fine by me. But My Rise this year is actually really fucking great. There are very few things that I actually dislike about this, because it is really fun, and there are so many different unlocks that you can do, so many different paths you can take, and not only that, but this game mode has replayability. I'm about to cry thinking about it. Genuinely though, My Rise is actually fucking replayable this year. Unlike other My Rises where it's just the same thing over and over and over again, there isn't much choices you can make. This game has so many different paths you can actually take. This game mode, or My Rise this year, I'm trying to think. I do not think that there is a single story mode, maybe besides season mode, not even season mode. I can't think of a single wrestling game that has this much options for you to take in the story mode. I genuinely do not think that there's much things. And by the way, I don't know if I worded it right, but the My Rise mode this year is combined. There is a male and a female wrestler. It's kind of like 2K20. Except it's way fucking better. Way fucking better. But, if you were to compare it to something, 2K20 probably would be the best because the male and female story combine. But the thing is, you can decide which one starts where. So, if you want to start out as a male, because what the thing is, a little, the little story here is NXT has, or you are the number 1 draft pick for WWE. And then whenever you celebrate number one, you get attacked by some masked individual, and you're trying to figure out who it is. You eventually find out, and it's Tony D'Angelo, and you're like, "What the fuck, Tony D'Angelo? What? This just fucking blew way out of proportion. But why is Tony here?" And then he's talking about Lardon, and you're just like, "What the fuck is a Lardon?" And then you find out that Lardon stands for Orlando. And you know what's in Orlando? NXT, the Performance Center. Yep, the Performance Center, NXT. So, it's the story isn't about Tony D'Angelo, by the way. The story is about NXT, and it's NXT versus WWE, and it's NXT wrestlers saying how they feel unimportant and how they feel misused and just how they deserve more, and like out of what they have. And there are so many fun twists and surprises in this mode, and the story can just go so differently in so many ways that I think in order to unlock everything, you'd have to play the game mode 4 separate times. But that is not an issue. That is not an issue in the slightest because of how fun this game mode is. That is not an issue. I had no problem. Matter of fact, I actually played My Rise yesterday because of how fun My Rise is this year. It is so great this year. It is so fucking amazing this year. And that is just the basic rundown of what the story is. There was so much more to it. Like, I kind of blinked out on why, what the partner thing comes from. But you eventually need help with taking down NXT. So you get CM Punk and you get your partner, which can be, it's the opposite gender that you didn't choose at the beginning. Because it starts out with Triple H talking about you. And he says, this person is going to be dominant in, and then they say you can be in the men's division or the women's division. And then you're like, the men's division. And then they're like, I forgot what the other one was, but I think it was like, where you come from. Like, this person has an MMA background. This person, from Hollywood. I don't think actually Hollywood's an option. But either way, still, it is such a great, it is so fun this year. It is actually really fun. And you can even choose how you and your partner met before. Like, you can be lovers, childhood friends, and then I forgot what the other one was, but there's 3. But there is so many different fucking things in this game that it is actually my favorite My Rise. Better than any other story mode that they have out there. It is so fun this year. And yeah, I think that's all that's really got to be said. This was a way better. I was looking at how long my final thoughts were for 2K24. That shit was an hour long. I don't even want to know what I was talking about in that video. But the shit, cut it down to 40 minutes. But yeah, I think that's all I really got to say. I don't think there's much to really add. Out of 10, what would I rate this game? An 8. I would give this game an 8. They have their issues, like, hey, 2K, stop trying to get into my pockets. Please, they're sealed. I paid $140 for this game. Stop, please. And 2K26 isn't going to be any better. Oh, I'm so scared for that. It turns out that that the island's back, and you get to choose a faction. I think it's 3 factions you get to choose from, which means, hey, you get to play the island 3 separate fucking times. Aren't you excited? You're going to have to try those matches again. I hate it. Um, so yeah, that's what that is. Um, but other than like my GM being shit and and them trying to get into your pockets, which is really fucking awful. Um, it's really fun. It's a great game. Um, and I definitely would recommend it. Like 100%, I definitely would recommend it because I will say this as well. It is kind of like the same as last year's. But to be fair, I don't really expect much of a big change. I expect the roster to be updated. I expect better gameplay. I expect at least a tiny bit of visual difference, and I expect the game to get updated. And I expect to have a good story mode in things like My Rise. My Rise is so fucking great. I genuinely don't think I can stop talking about how great My Rise was this year. And a good showcase mode this year, or like a good showcase mode, different universe. Like the game does get updated, and I do really appreciate that. And every year, I know some people are saying like, "Oh, hey, you're just paying for the same game." I'm really not. I'm paying for a better roster. I'm paying for different graphics. I'm paying for a different story, a better story, a better like story mode. It is better. The game is like this game is actually better, way better than 2K24. Although there are some things that are similar, 2K25 is actually better than 2K24. And I would definitely give this game an 8 out of 10. It is really fun. It is a great game. Um, yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about this game. Man, I went on for 40 minutes. That is insane. But that is all I think I really have to say. So I guess I'll see y'all guys next time, and bye.